and let us all do we can to build a better future.
So we all know that Biden is now running in the 2024 primary. It's made it very clear here. And we played that ridiculous 3-minute long ad of him running. Okay. But we cannot deny the fact that his administration, its approval rating has been struggling and been plummeting down. That's not good. The numbers, again, speak for itself. I mean, Biden is struggling. But you want to know who else is struggling in that administration? None other than his VP. Shout out to Case Study QB for finding this gem. Because Kamala is struggling. White House trying to help Kamala Harris, who is currently dragging down the presidential ticket. So in other words, K-Hive, oh no, the people at MSNBC, are saying something that ain't too good for Kamala Harris. We all know about that speech that she did, and I still got to ask, folks, what was she trying to say? What was she trying to say?
The one big thing is we have some exclusive reporting about the internal White House effort to shore up Vice President Kamala Harris's sagging poll numbers. At the moment, her approval rating is below Joe Biden's. She is currently a drag on the ticket. So internally, senior advisors, including Anita Dunn, have been instructing White House members, the political and engagement teams, to try to plan nice events, get her some wins. And this is a huge change from the first 2 years where both sides were often at odds with each other.
So, Alex, tell us a little bit more about this effort. It does seem like if the vice president has become the administration's top voice on abortion rights.
Now, here's the thing. We reported on this, too. You know, Kamala Harris, her staff, she's been hemorrhaging staff members. We've reported on how there's been a huge back and forth between Kamala Harris's camp and Biden's camp. We've done stories in regards to how Biden is not really happy with Kamala's performance as vice president of the United States. Her approval rating is struggling. It's lower than Biden's. And how can we forget that, again, look, Kamala, before the 2020 primary really took off, when she made her announcement, I believe it was on Martin Luther King Day of all days, there was all this hype and momentum surrounding her. They were trying to make her into the next Obama, the next Hillary. And boy, did that fizzle out quick, because not once but twice, former Representative Tulsi Gabbard destroyed her in 2 primary debates. Kamala Harris's campaign went belly up and bankrupt long before she could even enter into the first primary run. That says a lot about a candidate and how organized they are. This is going to be hilarious because corporate media, we all know, like to circle the wagons, but they can't deny the evidence. Look, there won't be any primary debates. At least that's how it stands right now. But they can't cover up the fact that, well, Biden has a long track record of his videos on social media of him stammering and looking senile. And they also can't ignore the fact that there are videos of Kamala just being incompetent.
It caught a lot of attention on the day that the president announced his reelection bid. That's what her speech was about. Is that going to be her main bailiwick? What other things should we expect to hear from her on?
That will be a huge part of her portfolio. It was not a mistake that her first day on the campaign trail on Tuesday night was a big event with abortion rights groups at Howard University. You'll also see that she's been doing a lot more infrastructure events as well, even with Pete Buttigieg highlighting the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Again, a big change from the first year in office where she was more focused on immigration and a stalled voting rights bill that really weren't easy wins for her.
Yeah, those are tough hills to climb, to be certain.
Yes, but see, let's look at her record of immigrants, right? And speaking to migrants who are trying to seek a better life. Now, here's the thing. There is a crisis at the border, but the reason why there's a crisis is because the United States is, again, doing coups, regime change, wars, causing political instability, and, of course, the ridiculous war on drugs in Central and South America that's causing instability, economic instability. And regular people are just trying to seek a better life. But what does Kamala say? She says this.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Yes!
I had to. Should I be better? Yes. Yes, I should. But then also when you have speeches like this, I still have to question, what are you trying to say here, Kamala?
So I think it's very important, as you have heard from so many incredible leaders, for us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present, and to be able to contextualize it, to understand where we exist in the history and in the moment as it relates not only to the past, but the future.
Nothing she said there made any sense. The audience members participating at that event lost a lot of their intelligence by listening to her speak. She deserves no points whatsoever for something she probably was shooting off on the fly. And may God have mercy on her soul. Again, seriously, 1,000 points, not $1,000, but 1,000 points to anyone that could try and explain what the hell this word salad is.
So I think it's very important, as you have heard from so many incredible leaders, for us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present, and to be able to contextualize it, to understand where we exist in the history and in the moment as it relates not only to the past, but the future. So,
again, says a lot about Kamala, about her campaign, about her staff, how she runs things, and that the Biden administration is now going to have to try and keep her relevant. Because let's face it, let's say Biden wins the 2024 election. He'll be the oldest serving president in U.S. history. He'll be in his 80s. Hell, he'll be going on to 86 if he serves all 4 years. Now, a lot can happen to a senior citizen during those 4 years between 2024 all the way up to 2028. Health problems intensify, cognitive abilities, etc., etc., etc. Kamala will be waiting in wings, and she could then be turned into the next president. But she's not popular amongst voters as a whole. And she wasn't popular during the 2020 primary either. Her campaign ended in epic failure. I do hope that maybe this election cycle, people start waking up. Don't let Trump derangement syndrome get the better of them. But this will be interesting to see. How will the Biden-Harris campaign effectively get their message out there if there will be no debates? Will there be a lack of public speaking? Will Biden be only speaking from his basement? And Kamala, if that's the case, how are you going to step up? Because your approval rating is low. It's almost as if the Democrats are telling people, well, don't come. Don't listen. Just obey. But that doesn't usually work that well.
do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Yes!
I had to. This election year is going to be funny, and I'm going to be laughing, and I invite all of you to join me too.